Hey guys, non-road user here again with another video for you. It is Sunday, June 22nd, 2014, and the time currently is 9 PM. And given that our great and good politicians are probably down the pub with a pint in their hands or whatever they drink, non-road user has got a pint of lager in his hand again, and here it is. So cheers guys. You know, let's all have a drink and get sloshed. Nice and cool. As I guess our politicians are getting sloshed because you know, they're obviously far too busy, got no time to deal with these issues that I keep ranting on about regarding cold callers knocking on people's doors, because I guess they're kind of protected from this stuff a little bit. You know, they probably live behind gated security, and it's probably very difficult for cold callers to get to them. Probably have people acting on their behalf, blocking this stuff from affecting their lives. Well, okay, that's great, you know. I wish we could all live like that, but unfortunately, you know, what these people have got to understand is that the majority of the English public don't live like that. Now, when I say the English public, I don't mean indigenous English public. I mean anybody living in England, you know, from whatever, what's the word, ethnic, I can't say it, but you kind of know what I mean, right? From whatever race or creed you belong to, right? It doesn't matter. You should be protected from people disturbing your privacy, which I believe everybody has a right to. You know, that's just the way I feel. Now, so let's get on to this video. So, as you're probably aware, I posted a video a while back, I think it was a week or so ago, something like that, called The Mark Group at My Door, right? And I'll post the link to that video in the YouTube description of this video. Okay. Now, the interesting part about this is that on the 19th of June this year, 2014, an email dropped into my Gmail email box, which is associated to my YouTube channel, and the email came from support@youtube.com, and the subject was YouTube support, and the email body's text said, "Dear non-road user, this is to notify you that we have received a privacy complaint from an individual regarding your content." And then it says video URLs, http blah blah blah, which is the video that I'm going to post in the description below. The information reported as violating privacy is at 5_39. Now, there's a couple of things that it goes on, obviously. I'm not going to read you the whole text. I'll probably just post the full email that I received in the description section of this video, so you can have a look at it. But there's a couple of interesting things here, because first of all, the subject header YouTube support. Now, implies that there has been an email sent in the first place, and this is a response to that email. Okay, so first of all, obviously there was no email sent, so is kind of, what's that about? So the second one is violating privacy is at 5_39. Now, the video in question that they're claiming, whoever this is, and obviously I have my suspicions, but the video in question is actually only 5 minutes 32 in length. So how they arrive at a figure of 5:39 is pretty much beyond me. Now, as I say, I have my suspicions where this email came from, and I think with anybody that's clued up about how the internet works, I think we're all agreed that it's quite easy to spoof an email address. Okay, so if I wanted to, I could quite easily send an email to whoever from support@support.youtube.com. That's pretty easy to do. Okay, so let's just say, for example, that this email came from somebody at the Mark Group. I'm not saying it did, I'm just speculating. Okay, so let's just say that it did, because obviously they have a vested interest in seeing this video removed from YouTube. So, let's just take that as a hypothetical scenario, right? Now, the Mark Group, okay, if you are so keen to have this video removed, then what I would say to you is, if your company had respected my wishes when I clearly telephoned you a long time ago prior to this visit and removed the implied right of access to my property from your employees and any agents acting on your behalf, okay, if you had respected my wishes, then you would not have sent two individuals from your company or agents acting on behalf of your company to my property, therefore trespassing on my property. Then this video would never have been made. Okay? I think anybody with any degree of intelligence would understand that, right? So you, the Mark Group as a company, by disrespecting my wishes, have what's the word? You have instigated this situation. Okay? So, let's just put that to one side for one moment, right? Because obviously this information, my removal of the implied right of access, wasn't properly passed down the line to your employees and agents, which isn't my fault. That's your fault as a company. You have not fulfilled your obligations on that score. Okay, so even given that, right, the two guys that knocked on my door in this video, clearly, because I show the actual sign on my door on the video, right, they clearly have disrespected my wishes in that the sign clearly states no surveys, no cold calls, no exceptions, right? So even given, forget the implied right of access one for one moment. Not that I'm prepared to, but let's, for the purpose of this argument, let's just forget it for one moment, right? The Mark Group haven't passed that down the line, which they should have done, but they didn't, right? But these two guys have seen a sign on my door, no cold calls, no exceptions, and they have chosen to ignore that for whatever reason, right? And then all of a sudden I get this email, like I say, on June the 19th it was sent, all of a sudden bitching about this video that I've put up of these two guys, right? Now, I'm sorry, but is that, and you know, I'd really love to actually know and you know, pin these guys down to where this has come from. I have my suspicions, but that's all they are, right? It's obviously come from someone with a vested interest. Now, the only two people, or call it what you will, that would have a vested interest in having this video removed, right? And, you know, I guess this email was supposed to scare me into taking the video down or whatever, right? Well, you know, the 48 hours that this email's given me to take it down is long gone, right? So, you know, you can forget that one. So the only two people with a vested interest that I can identify, you know, there may be others, I could be wrong, I don't know, but from my standpoint, excuse me, I've got the hiccups, it's a slagger, are, number one, the Mark Group, you know, that's a given, right? Because interestingly enough, I did a search on YouTube, right? You go to YouTube, well, at least I go to YouTube, and I type in Mark space group, right? And the first two videos that appear on my screen are two of my videos. And one of them is this video that we're talking about right now, right? Now, you know, I kind of guess that probably the Mark Group probably a bit hacked off by that, given that, you know, I would assume that they want, you know, their videos to be top of the pile, you know. Well, okay, that, you know, not much I can do about that, guys. You know, that's down to YouTube. They place the pecking order, not me. So right. So the second one, we've identified the first suspect, which wants the video down, which is the Mark Group, I suspect. The second one is, I would imagine, one of the two guys that knocked on my door. Okay, well, alright, so again, they had a choice, you know, and they chose to ignore the specific sign on my door, which basically says, right, you know, let's not beat about the bush here. What it says is, if you read into the background, no cold calls, no exceptions, right? What it's basically saying to people is, do not knock on this door, because, you know, what they were expecting, I don't know, but I don't think they were expecting what they got, okay? Because I would imagine it's very rare in the UK, I don't know about anywhere else, but in the UK, I would imagine it is very rare that somebody ignoring a sign saying no cold calls on somebody's door will be greeted with somebody pointing a video camera at them, right? Now, this is where it gets a little bit scary on their part. As you can see, the guy said to me something along the lines of, I didn't have his permission to video him, right? Well, tough titty, right? Anybody on anybody's private property has the right to do whatever they like, okay? They want to shove a camera in somebody's face like I do, fine, right? There is legally nothing that anybody or any company can do about that, okay? That is a given. Now, I should not, or anybody else for that matter, should not have to go to the extremes of putting signs on their door or within their property in full view saying no cold calls, right? And I really don't understand why companies are still doing this stuff, right? Because there are a whole plethora of people on the internet who are bitching on about people cold calling, okay, at the doors, right? How does this work? It must be beneficial at the moment for companies to cold call. Otherwise, they wouldn't still continue with it, okay? But from my perspective, if a lot more people did what I do, which is basically go to the door, right? Most people these days have smartphones, right? The smartphone's got a video camera inherently built into it, right? Just go to the door. Hold your smartphone up at them, even if it's not recording, right? Just, you know, give them a bit of BS, right? And I think if a lot more people did that, then these companies would be a lot more reluctant to engage these dubious tactics that they currently employ. Okay, so I guess that's my little bit of another rant over. I'm actually considering making a separate playlist on my YouTube channel just for the Mark group, because the way things are going, I've probably got more videos up on YouTube than they have,